5 months ago, on August 6, 2024, the operation of the Ukrainian Defense Forces in the Kursk region of the Russian Federation began. During this time, the enemy's total losses amounted to more than 38,000, of which about 15,000 were killed. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reports this. It is noted that the Kursk operation became the next stage of the confrontation with Russian aggression and the fight for the independence of our state. For the first time in 11 years of war, military operations were transferred to Russian territory. The Kursk operation was aimed at preventing an enemy offensive in the Sumy region and the creation of a buffer zone, the General Staff emphasized. The operation of the defense forces forced the enemy to transfer significant resources to Kursk region, which weakened its positions in other parts of the front. In particular, the Russians transferred there some of the most combat-ready units of the airborne troops, Marines, and Special Forces. In addition, the Russian Federation needed help from the DPRK, which sent Moscow about 12,000 of its troops. About 4,000 of them have already been eliminated, and some units have lost combat capability. The General Staff assessed enemy losses in equipment as follows: 104 tanks, 575 armored combat vehicles, 1,104 units of automotive equipment, 330 artillery systems, 12 MLRS, 12 air defense systems, 1 aircraft, 3 helicopters, 859 drones, 32 units of special equipment. In addition, during the Kursk operation, Ukrainian troops captured 860 Russian occupiers, significantly replenishing the exchange fund. This made it possible to free hundreds of Ukrainian defenders who were in Russian prisons. Ukrainian defenders managed to breach the border and enter the Kursk region during the summer. Since then, they have continued to hold Russian territories under their control. In an effort to push back Ukrainian forces, the Russian forces have even involved North Korean soldiers in the fighting, who are suffering massive losses. The soldiers of the DPRK drive Russian pensioners out of their homes in the village of Makhnovka in Kursk, to hide from the cold and drones. We know for sure that these were Koreans, not Russians, not only by characteristic external signs, but also by other intelligence data. It was clearly visible on the tracks we were looking at that these were Koreans, and we also know that they operated in that area and suffered significant losses, sources said in nytimes. The military, who were monitoring from drones, in the village of Makhnovka in Kursk, they recorded how the soldiers of the DPRK drove local residents out of their homes to hide in their homes. At the same time, local old people were left out in the cold, and their homes became shelters for North Korean soldiers. They clarified this data several times to make sure that it was the soldiers of North Korea, and not some Russian soldiers from Buryatia, who were recorded on the video streams. They clearly confirmed to us that there could be no mistakes, and if it were done by Russian Marines who would have been caught on video, then these data would be presented with an indication of them. But in this case, it is precisely about the military DPRK. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken highlighted concerns over deepening ties between Russia and North Korea, calling their cooperation a two-way street. Blinken spoke in Seoul during what is thought to be his final trip overseas while in office. He met with South Korea's Foreign Minister Cho Tae-yul on Monday to discuss North Korea's nuclear threats and other issues. During a joint press conference, Blinken described the military cooperation between Russia and North Korea as a two-way street, saying Russia has been providing military equipment and training to the North and intends to share space and satellite technology. Blinken also dismissed concerns about damage to the U.S.-South Korea alliance in the aftermath of the political turmoil in Seoul. The United States has full confidence in South Korea's institutions, and we reaffirm our unwavering support for the Korean people as they work tirelessly to uphold those institutions, said Blinken.
Now, this is a two-way street. The DPRK is already receiving Russian military equipment and training. Now, we have reason to believe that Moscow intends to share advanced space and satellite technology with Pyongyang, and that Putin may be close to reversing a decades-long policy by Russia and accepting DPRK's nuclear weapons program. We condemn the DPRK's missile launch just today, yet another violation of multiple UN Security Council resolutions. Korea's democracy has been tested in recent weeks, just as American democracy has faced challenges throughout our history. But you are responding by demonstrating your democratic resilience. The United States has full confidence in South Korea's institutions, and we reaffirm our unwavering support for the Korean people as they work tirelessly to uphold those institutions. We trust that the Republic of Korea, as a leading global democracy, will proceed in full accordance with its constitution and the rule of law.
한미동맹에 대한 완전한 신뢰회복과 가치동맹의 복원입니다. 우리는 오늘 한미동맹에 어떠한 공백도 없음을 재확인하였습니다. 저는 최상목 대통령 권한대행 체제 하에서 안정적인 국정운영과 공고한 한미동맹을 기반으로 우리의 대외정책 기조가 변함없이 지속될 것이라는 점을 분명히 하였습니다.
Ukrainian Security Service, SBU, on Monday claimed responsibility for the January 4th attack on Russia's largest sea trade port Ust-Luga in Leningrad region. Ukrainian media cited a source within the intelligence service as saying that Ukraine's long-range drones covered more than 900 kilometers distance, reaching almost St. Petersburg city, and successfully struck a port in the Leningrad region. The video footage provided by the source familiar with the matter shows one of the Ukrainian drones hitting a container of gas condensate. 3 more such containers nearby were damaged as a result of debris. The Ust-Luga terminal is a large logistics hub in the Baltic Sea. Through it, Russia sells oil and gas. Drone sanctions from the SBU reduce the flow of foreign currency that Russia needs to wage the war in Ukraine, the source said. According to experts, the repair will take at least a month and will definitely lead to interruptions in the operation of the terminal. The SBU's confirmation of the attack on Ust-Luga comes amid Ukraine's successful attacks on Russia's border Kursk region.